Jeff Hem here with you at First Horizon Park as the Sounds and the Memphis Redbirds wrap up this 6-game series. It's great to have you along for the ride tonight. Let's take a look at the starting lineups for tonight's series finale. The Redbirds come in at 52 and 61. They're managed by Ben Johnson and AAA for the St. Louis Cardinals. Brendan Donovan leads it off at first base. Hitting second at third base, Kramer Robertson. Nolan Gorman at second base. The cleanup hitter in center field is Connor Capel. Dennis Ortega is catching. Batting sixth in right field, Alec Burleson. Evan Mendoza at shortstop. Batting eighth in left field, Nick Plummer. And batting ninth on the mound for the Redbirds, left-hander Matthew Liberatore. Sounds come in at 60 and 53 under Rick Sweet, AAA for the Milwaukee Brewers. Tyrone Taylor in Game 2 on his rehab assignment will lead off and play in center field. David Fry at third base. Batting third in right field, Dustin Peterson. Renato Nunez at cleanup and playing first base. Hitting fifth in left field, it's Jamie Westbrook. Keston Hira at second base. Bryce Terang batting seventh at shortstop. Christian Kelly is catching, and batting ninth on the mound, right-hander Dylan File. Tom Hanahan is the home plate umpire. He will call balls and strikes. Rich Grossa working down at third, and Charlie Ramos, the crew chief, is over at first. All three arbiters clad in their gray pants, short-sleeved black shirts, black shoes, and black hats. It has been fantastic weather all week for this 6-game series and homestand. Right now the temperature around 80 degrees, just a little bit of wind every now and then. A great Sunday night for a ball game, and the Sounds have already won this series. They had 3 series losses and 1 split in their last 4, so they've gotten back on track overall in the set, now trying to win the finale and take 5 of the 6. It would also give them a winning season series against the Redbirds, as they've gone 9 and 8 so far this year against Memphis. Redbirds heading back down to Bluff City after the game. They've got Louisville coming in on Tuesday, and the Sounds are in Gwinnett to take on the Stripers on Tuesday night. Dylan File ready. Here he comes. First pitch tonight, down and in, ball 1, and we are underway. For File, it's his 9th start. He is 2-3 with a 5.13 ERA. File back on the 1-0, and the left-handed batting Brendan Donovan takes downstairs for a ball. 2-0 the count on Donovan. Underway at 6:17 Central Time on this Sunday night. Donovan's had a big series. 7 hits, 2 homers. He's knocked in 7. He takes a strike on the outside corner. And we're getting a rematch from Tuesday night, although technically Matthew Liberatore didn't start on Tuesday. Here's a liner into right, a base hit. Donovan now 8 for 15 in the series with that laser to right to start the game. Kramer Robertson now the batter. On Tuesday night, the Redbirds had Justin Miller here on rehab assignment for the Cardinals, so Liberatore came on in the 2nd inning, but effectively it's a rematch for File and Liberatore. And in that Tuesday game, the Sounds won, and File got the win. Liberatore took the loss. 25-year-old Dylan File, 6'1", about 200 pounds, born in Lake Havasu, Arizona, resides in Phoenix. 21st-round pick of the Brewers back in 2017. There's a strike called on Kramer Robertson in the count 0-1. File was drafted by the Brewers out of Dixie State. Top 30 prospect entering the year, according to MLB.com. He turned 25 back in June. There's a strike on Robertson in the count 0-2. Robertson 1 out of 4 with a couple of walks against File, who is seeing the Redbirds now for the 3rd time within the last month. In Memphis on August the 19th, he gave up 4 runs in 5 innings, got a no decision in a game the Sounds lost. Here's the 0-2. Swung on, slammed foul right side. And then on Tuesday here, he gave up 4 runs in 5+ innings. Only walked a couple, struck out 5, went 92 pitches. Sounds won that game 9-7. And it was File's 2nd victory as a Sound, the other coming a month ago here against Toledo. He's liked pitching here at First Horizon Park. Home ERA under 3.5 for File. He deals inside, a check swing and no swing by Robertson on the appeal down to Charlie Ramos. 1-2 strikes. Another good night for a game. Temperature right around 80 degrees, showing me 83 here with 51% humidity. Here's the pitch, and it's lined up the middle, a base hit into center. Robertson threw the hands at that off-speed pitch and smashed it past File and through the middle. Donovan stops at second, 2 on with nobody out for the Redbirds. And it brings up Nolan Gorman, who has been a problem for Dylan File this year and overall been a problem for a lot of guys. He's got big numbers in his 62 games with the Redbirds. .290 hitter with 12 homers. He's got 2 home runs in this series, including 1 off File on Tuesday night. In the 3rd inning in the series opener, Gorman hit a 3-run shot off File. He also took him deep back in mid-August in Memphis on an 0-2 pitch. So Gorman's got 2 homers against Dylan File out of his 12 in the league this year. And he takes a first pitch strike at the knees, 0-1, a fastball at 90, and a count 0-1. 2 on, nobody out, just getting underway. Sounds wearing their home whites tonight, the white jerseys with Nash on the front in navy blue. Red numbers underneath, red numbers on the back. Here's a drive to right center by Gorman. Back is Taylor. He's toward the track. He's got room to make the catch. The runners are going to tag. Up to second, Robertson. Over to third goes Donovan. They're both safe on a deep fly ball by Nolan Gorman. Maybe a little bit of humidity helping File there. It certainly had the look of a home run possibility off the bat. Out to the deepest part of the park in right center, and Taylor runs it down. So Gorman is out number 1. Donovan and Robertson both take 90 feet. And here's Connor Capel with runners at second and third and 1 away. That ball was drilled about 390 feet by Nolan Gorman. A loud out, and now File works on Capel, another left-handed batter. There are 5 of them in there for the Redbirds tonight, and here's a chopper up along first and foul. Those home white Nash jerseys for the Sounds have the red guitar string stripes down the shoulders and sleeves. Sounds in their navy blue home caps. And the Redbirds in their road grays. Gray pants, gray jerseys, navy blue caps with a red bill, red socks, red shoes, red batting helmets. Connor Capel, 3 out of 19 in the series and 1 out of 3 this year against File. Dylan's 0-1 is inside. 1 strike. File known for his command. He's got about 4 times as many innings as walks this year with the Sounds. 35 strikeouts in 40 1/3. He's given up 49 hits. Right-hander ready. Glove near the chest, and the 1-1 is low on Capel. Game time conditions brought to you by Frontier, the all things basement tea company. Humid conditions are a good reminder that foundation problems can affect the value and safety of your home. Get it checked with Frontier before it becomes a bigger problem. Get a free estimate at 615-269-7772 or online at trustfrontier.com. Here's the 2-1. Up and away on Capel. Dennis Ortega waiting on deck. Mentioned Dylan File enjoying First Horizon Park. His ERA here at home, 3.42. On the road, it's over 7.5. And most pitchers like working here. Bigger ballpark, one of the more pitcher-friendly parks you'd find at AAA. Here's a line drive to left. Westbrook coming on, makes the catch. Tagging from third, Donovan. The throw home by Westbrook is cut off. Holding at second is Robertson, and the Redbirds take a 1-0 lead. A sac fly by Capel on a line drive to left. Westbrook fired it toward Fry at third base. Donovan scores, and the Redbirds get an immediate run. RBI number 39 in 101 games for Capel with the Redbirds. And the batter is Dennis Ortega. Westbrook in left field tonight. Taylor on rehab assignment, getting another start in center. Game 2 for Tyrone. Last night a scheduled night off. Dustin Peterson out in right. And then Fry and Terang on the left side of the infield. Hira and Nunez on the right. And Christian Kelly gets a start in the series finale. And he receives a breaking ball strike from Dylan File. It's 0-1. Luke Maile got called back by the Brewers today. He was optioned when they got Manny Pena back on Friday, but Maile never got here. Here's a breaking ball strike. He remained with the Brewers after he was optioned. The Brewers on a road trip through Cleveland and now on to Detroit, so they get to use the taxi squad, and it sounds like Maile stayed as part of that. And now Luke was recalled back because the Brewers today had to put Rowdy Tellez on the injured list. A right knee strain for Tellez, so Maile is back with the crew. Here's a ball in the dirt. Good block by Kelly, and it's 1-2 strikes. So for a brief period of time, the Sounds had 4 catchers on their roster, but Maile never came all the way back physically. But transactionally, he had been on the Sounds roster as of last night. But Kelly gets the start tonight. David Fry can play all over, and he's at third base, and Mario Feliciano has the night off. 1-2 by File is taken high by Ortega. That was the only negative on a great night last night for the Brewers with that combined no-hitter, Corbin Burns and Josh Hader. But Tellez left the game with some knee discomfort, and it sounds like he'll be out at least a couple of weeks now. Rowdy Tellez for the Brewers. Here's a drive foul out of play by Ortega. Right-handed batting catcher hitting .213. A run in, runner at second, 2 down, top of the first. Everything in the shade here in fair territory at First Horizon Park. File working on Ortega. Dennis Ortega is 0 for 4 against File this year. The pitch now, and Dylan's breaking ball is just a little bit low. 3 balls and 2 strikes. File low 90s with his fastball, good curveball, good slider, solid changeup. Some deception in the delivery. He's in the zone and around it a lot. Not going to give out much in terms of free bases. You've got to earn it against Dylan File. It is a full count now on Ortega. Alec Burleson waiting on deck. Outfield straight away. Peterson a step shallow out in right. Ortega, 3 out of 11 in the series. Clint Coulter caught their last couple of nights. Here's a chopper foul by Ortega. Off speed by File, looked like one of his change-ups, and it stays 3-2. Big crowd last night of just over 9,000 on a Saturday. We've got great weather on this Sunday. Folks still kind of filing in, getting situated. Top of the first inning. The next one by File, and Ortega bounces one towards short. Chest high, glove by Terang. He throws the first in time, and that'll do it for Memphis in the first. They get 1 run on 2 base hits, and they leave 1. After a half, it's the Redbirds 1 and the Sounds coming up. Bottom of the first inning here at First Horizon Park. Sounds coming up against left-hander Matthew Liberatore, a guy they are facing for the 4th time this year. And he's pitched some good ball games against the Sounds. Sounds have lost to him once, and they have beaten him twice. They beat him here back in May. He gave up 5 earned runs in 6 innings. He beat the Sounds with a spectacular game on August the 17th, giving up 1 earned run in 7 innings in a victory for the Redbirds. And then the Sounds beat him here on Tuesday after he came on in the 2nd inning in relief of rehabber Justin Miller. Here's the pitch by Liberatore, and it is in for a strike on Tyrone Taylor. Game 2 for Tyrone on rehab assignment. Played 5 innings on Friday. Went 1 for 2, made a nice play in the field, and then had a scheduled night off last night. A 1 pitch is in the dirt on Taylor. And if you combine that with the 4 games he had for the Sounds back in late May when he hit just about everything, Taylor in a Sounds uniform this year is 9 for 17. 3 homers, 8 knocked in. He takes a strike. And he's had a great year for the Brewers, coming up in some big spots. He's got an option remaining, and compared to some other outfielders, at one point early in the year it made him the odd man out, but he has hit his way into their lineup a lot this year in Milwaukee. Here's a big chopper right side. Gorman to his left, can't get there in time. His throw is late to first. Taylor legs out an infield single. Tyrone is on the Brewers injured list with an oblique strain.
Number 9, David
It's a good opportunity to full sprint his way to first and leg out a leadoff single. And here's David Fry. We talked about it on the pregame show with manager Rick Sweet. A lot of the time lately, it's been Matt Lipka leading off and Bryce Terang batting second. It's a little bit different tonight. Terang batting in the number 7 spot, and Lipka at least not in the lineup starting-wise. We could see him later as a possible replacement if Tyrone Taylor plays a partial game again. But the Sounds have a lot of outfielders as Fry takes ball 1. Liberatore ready at the belt, coming home now, and Fry takes outside ball 2, especially with the addition last night of Keon Broxton, who we saw come in late in the game. Sounds still have Troy Stokes Jr. David Dahl has the night off. Lipka not in there as far as starting goes, and maybe a full night off for Lipka. We'll find out. Here's the 2-0 pitch, taken for a high strike by Fry. So while the Sounds have got a great combo most nights of Lipka and Terang at the top of the order, it's Taylor and Fry tonight. David 2 out of 6 with 3 walks in the series. His 8th game up from Double-A Biloxi. 2-1 by Liberatore on the way, and Fry flinches and takes a strike, and the count even at 2-2. Low to mid-90s typically for the heater of Matthew Liberatore. He's got a good curveball. He throws a slider as well as a changeup, and he, like Dylan File, is known for having very good command. And he's a big lefty, but he's in the zone a lot. 6'4", 200 pounds, just 21 years old. 2-2 pitch, lined into right center field, a base hit. Burleson trying to cut it off, so is Capel. Capel gets to it, first to third for Taylor on a single by Fry. And the Sounds have runners at first and third with nobody out. 2 consecutive singles off Matthew Liberatore. The Sounds had a big third inning against Liberatore on Tuesday night. They forced the young lefty to throw 30 pitches. And at one point, the Redbirds had bullpen activity, but Liberatore got out of the inning and was able to continue. Now, in fairness to Liberatore, in a 6-run inning that night, only 4 of the runs were unearned and only 2 were earned. So he didn't get a lot of help behind him, and that was a big reason why he had to throw a lot of pitches in that inning. Here's the pitch to Dustin Peterson. Bounced on the ground to second. A run will score. Glove by Gorman. Flip to Mendoza 1 and on to first, a double play. Tyrone Taylor comes in to score. No RBI for Peterson as he bounces into a 6-4-3, and the Sounds have tied the game 1-1. Here's Renato Nunez with the bases empty. Nunez in his 10th game with the Sounds after signing with Milwaukee. But in that game Tuesday, the Sounds had 10 hits against Liberatore. They had a lot of hard contact against him. There's a strike called on Nunez at the knees. First pitch, fastball at 94. Here's the next one, and that's lined toward the left side. Caught at short by Mendoza. In the hole, a diving grab by Evan Mendoza. He speared that smash by Nunez. It was 104 miles an hour off the bat, and Mendoza makes a nice play. Sounds get 1 run. The double play that Peterson bounces into scores Tyrone Taylor. This copyrighted broadcast is presented by authority of the Nashville Sounds Baseball Club and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Nashville Sounds Baseball Club. Top of the second, Sounds and Redbirds tied at 1 as Dylan File starts Alec Burleson with a strike. Righty on lefty, Burleson 0 for 3 against File this year, and this one is down low, 1 ball, 1 strike. Each team getting a run right away. Capel, the sac fly for the Redbirds, and Peterson hitting into a double play, driving in Taylor. Next one, pulled on the ground, foul up along first, and it's 1-2. The defenses protecting their pitchers tonight are brought to you by Sun River IT Partners. Let them protect your business technology needs. Contact Sun River IT today for a complimentary second opinion service. Here's one down the left side, foul, tailing out of play. Call Sun River at 615-646-2121 or visit sunriverit.com. Burleson, a .209 hitter in 31 games with Memphis. Hitting in a crouch, slightly open stance. 3 on the right side of second for the Sounds. The 1-2. And it's chopped to first. Fair ball. Big hop for Nunez. He corrals it up near the shoulders, and he goes to first to step on the bag for out number 1. Took a funny hop on Renato at the last moment, but he handled it. And the batter now, Evan Mendoza. Sounds have another Monday off day tomorrow. They are down to just 17 games left in the season, including tonight, and only 5 home games remaining after this one. That 10-game final stretch will begin here on Wednesday, September the 22nd. There's a strike called on Evan Mendoza. First pitch breaking ball by File. Sounds will be in Gwinnett on Tuesday night. Here's the windup and the 0-1. And that one sweeps down and away. 1 ball and 1 strike. Mendoza 0 for 4 against File on the year, hitting .249 in 102 games with Memphis. Tie game in the second, 1 out, nobody on. The next pitch. And that one is a strike called, fastball inside corner. 1-2 now. 5 night games in Gwinnett starting on Tuesday, and then a day game next Sunday in that finale. And then back here that next Wednesday to take on Columbus in a 5-game series, not 6. It'll start on that Wednesday. It's part of the period that Major League Baseball added back on to the end of the AAA season with no true postseason this year. MLB wanted the AAA level to keep playing for everybody, not just a couple of playoff teams. So that final stretch was implemented. The 2-2 fouled away. 5 games here against Columbus. And then 5 games that next week in late September, early October in Indianapolis. So that every AAA front office gets 1 more home series to try to sell some tickets. And all the AAA players get an additional 10 games of time on the field, especially with no season a year ago. 2-2 pitch. Mendoza grounds one up the middle, off the glove of File, and back of the mound, Terang will pick it up. And Mendoza is safe at first. File caromed the ball off his glove, and it rolled into no man's land. It's an infield hit. 1 out, 1 on for Nick Plummer.
Now batting for the Redbirds, number 27, Nick.
So that's where the final home series comes in, with Columbus here on Wednesday, September the 22nd. And there will be a winner of that final stretch across the entire AAA level. There'll be 1 team out of 30 that is crowned as the final stretch champion. But so again, it's indirectly intended to feel like a postseason in that sense, but it's not a true playoff like it will be in 2022, we presume. Here's the pitch, and it's up and away on Nick Plummer. Left-handed batter, couple of hits in 2 at-bats and a walk against File. .289 average in 15 games for Nick Plummer. First-round pick back in 2015. The offering to him is cut on and miss. Good changeup by File at 82, and it's 1-1. So 16 games remaining after tonight and only 5 here at home. The upcoming schedule brought to you by Fazoli's. Get your wings at Fazoli's as File sets for the 1-1. The pause and the pitch, and it's cut on and missed. He doubled up on the change. 1-2 now. Start with traditional or boneless wings tossed in your choice of signature sauces. Savory, sweet, or spicy. Dine in, drive through, or delivery. Only at Fazoli's, where everything's better with wings. Plummer waits. Liberatore on deck. The 1-2 by File. Hit out to center. Playable for Taylor. Going back toward the track. On the track to make the catch. And Mendoza goes back to first. That, it looked like to me, a 3rd consecutive changeup there by Dylan File. He got Plummer out in front on the previous pitch, went back to him with that same offering, and it's flied out to deep center for the 2nd out. And here comes Liberatore. Pitcher to bat for himself, 0 for 23 as a hitter this year with 21 strikeouts. In 23 RBIs. He makes contact here. Fly ball to left. Back is Westbrook. Near the line, Jamie makes the catch. And the inning is over. So File allows an infield single to Evan Mendoza, and that's it. Redbirds don't score, and we've played an inning and a half. It remains the Sounds 1 and Memphis 1. Later tonight, we'll name the play of the game presented by the YMCA of Middle Tennessee. The YMCA is here for your wellness whenever and wherever. Experience unlimited group fitness classes and state-of-the-art equipment, or access the Y from home on their new Y360 virtual wellness platform. Learn more at trythey.com. Jamie Westbrook first up for the Sounds, bottom of the second. Game tied at 1. Keston Hira and Bryce Terang will follow. Here's the pitch by Matthew Liberatore, and a curve plops in for a strike on Westbrook. Talked about Jamie on the pregame show tonight with manager Rick Sweet, our weekly chat with the Sound skipper. Westbrook's been hot in this series, and he takes a strike. 7 for 17 with 9 runs batted in. And the Sounds have homered 7 times in this series. They've gone deep at least once in every game of the set, and Westbrook's been that guy twice. Jamie takes one in the dirt. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 306 average, 10 homers, 39 knocked in for Westbrook in 58 games. He's been such a big piece of this offense when he's been here this year. Here's a swing and a miss, strike 3. Ball in the dirt. Picked up by Ortega, and the catcher down to first on the inside track confirms the K for Liberatore. First of the night for the Redbirds southpaw, and here's Keston Hira. Yeah, the Sounds with a home run in every game of the series, 5 in a row, 7 total home runs. But they've got a ways to go if they're going to match their longest stretch of the year, consecutive games with a homer, as Hira takes a strike. They homered in 13 games in a row back during that winning streak that went 15 in a row. Here's the 0-1, and a swing, a foul back by Hira. May 20th through June the 3rd, the Sounds homered in 13 games in a row. That's their longest stretch, and it coincides with the 15-game winning streak. Here's the 0-2, and it's up and in on Hira. The winning streak and the homer streak both ended on the same night, June the 4th. But it has been a good stretch any way you slice it. The bats have really come to life for the Sounds in this series, and it's not just been one guy, 2 guys. It's been 5, 6, 7 guys having a good series. 1-2 pitch, and Hira takes strike 3 called. He got him on the inside corner with a fastball to 95, and there's out number 2. And here's Bryce Terang. Terang 5 out of 15 in the set, couple of walks. His average at .252 in 32 games at AAA. He's done well against Liberatore this year, 3 out of 6 against him. Here's the pitch, and Bryce takes a breaking ball strike, 0-1. Liberatore, first-round pick by the Tampa Bay Rays, and then later traded to the Cardinals. Here's the 0-1, and it's off the outside. We've talked about it. Liberatore and Terang were drafted near each other back in 2018. Here's the next one, and it's just off the outside. Liberatore was drafted 16th overall by the Rays out of his high school in Glendale, Arizona. And Terang was drafted 21st overall by the Brewers out of his high school in California. Here's a chopper to second, handled by Gorman. He'll lob to first in time to get Terang, and the Sounds go 1-2-3. Quiet inning for Matthew Liberatore. We go to inning number 3 now. Sounds Baseball is presented by AmeriGroup Medicare. Visit AmeriGroup.com. After 2, it's a 1-1 tie. Sounds Baseball brought to you in part by Blue Cross Blue Shield of Tennessee. Sounds fans understand that together is better, but did you know togetherness matters for head-to-toe health, too? With Blue Cross Blue Shield of Tennessee, you can get medical, dental, vision, wellness, and pharmacy on one card from a company that's been right here for over 75 years. Now that's a huge win. Top of the 3rd, Jeff Hem with you at First Horizon Park. It is great to have you along for the ride tonight. Sounds and Redbirds in the series finale, tied at 1. Top of the order for Memphis as Dylan File opposes Brendan Donovan. And then Kramer Robertson and Nolan Gorman. First pitch by File is in there for a strike. Donovan singled to start the game, later scored on a Connor Capel sacrifice fly. The windup by File, the kick and the serve. The 0-1 dances low, and it's 1 ball, 1 strike. Next one on the way by File, and Donovan takes a heater inside. 2 balls and a strike. A win, and it's a season series win over the Redbirds. Sounds are 9-8 against Memphis. 2-1 pitch is downstairs. They split a series here back in May. The Sounds won only 2 of 6 games in Memphis back in mid-August. Here's a 3-1. Taken up and away, ball 4, and Donovan draws a walk. A rare walk given out by Dylan File. We gave you the numbers earlier. He's about 4 times as many innings as walks. He has walked multiple men in each of his last 2 starts against Memphis, so they've made him work a little bit. Here's Kramer Robertson. This series win is the Sounds' 7th of the year. At worst, they'll take 4 of the 6. Here's a breaking ball inside. And they had not won a series in their last 4. About a month ago, they took a series here against Toledo. Then they had 3 series losses and a split since then. But back on track with a good week here against Memphis. 1 ball, no strikes on Kramer Robertson. The runner goes, pitch high, throw to second by Kelly. The tag by Hira, safe the call. And Hira surprised by that call as he looks at third base umpire Rich Grassa. Brendan Donovan with his 4th steal. The throw was up a little bit. Hira reaching for it, then tagging the runner on the shoulders. We're getting another look at it here as Keston took the throw, put the tag down, and he was out. And that's why Hira looked so surprised at the call by Rich Grassa. Redbirds caught a break. It's 2-0 on Robertson. The pitch by File. Fastball in for a strike at 90, and the count 2-1. Sounds with 7 series wins, 5 losses, and 7 splits on the year. 2-1 pitch, and it's down and away. They went a while this year before they'd ever lost a series at all. That mid-late July period into early August was not a particularly kind stretch, and then the Sounds had their struggles on 2 different trips to Louisville. So some of the series losses certainly have come more recently, but a good week to get back on track here at home. Sounds like this park, there's no doubt there. This one is up and in on Robertson, and File has issued back-to-back walks. So 2 on with nobody out. Tie game in the 3rd. Nolan Gorman now the batter. Sounds with one of the better home records in the league at 36-23. And just 24-30 away from home. Although they have played well against Gwinnett this year, and they'll be in Gwinnett starting on Tuesday. Here's the pitch by File. Swung on, looped foul on a play by Gorman on a first pitch change. Gorman fly to center back in the first inning. Two on, nobody out. Dangerous hitter at the plate. The 0-1 swung on, jam shot, shallow left center. Terang going out. Westbrook coming in. It's down for a base hit. It rolls away from Westbrook. Terang picks it up. He's going to fire to the plate. Donovan trying to score, and he does. He's in with a head-first slide as that ball bounced away from Jamie Westbrook. A single by Nolan Gorman. Brendan Donovan was not going to be waved in initially, but then the ball spun away from Westbrook. Jamie came in on it, tried to grab it on a bounce, and he tried to barehand it, but it was a little farther away than he anticipated, and it rolled away enough that Donovan could come in to score. It'll be an RBI for Nolan Gorman. Robertson stops at second. Still nobody out. 3 in a row have reached here in the third for Memphis. And Connor Capel is the batter. 2-1 Redbirds. The pitch. And it's a little bit low. First pitch fastball. File thought it was right there. It's 1 ball, no strikes. Juan Yepes has the night off for the Redbirds. One of their regulars and power guys not starting. Sounds catch a break there. Here's the 1-0. Swing and a miss. 1 ball and 1 strike. Yepes, 289 hitter with 21 homers, getting the night off. Rick Sweet talked about it from the Sounds perspective in our weekly pregame chat with the manager. He's got a lot of guys who are thought of as everyday type guys. The 1-1 swung on, fouled away. And late in the year, with 2.5 weeks remaining, the Sounds trying to give most of those quote-unquote regular guys 4 games out of 6. You know, earlier in the year, it might have been you play 5 of the 6. Rick Sweet has tried to get everybody a day here and there. Then you combine that with the Monday off days to stay fresh. But now late in the year, a little bit more time off for some of those type of guys. Here's a drive foul out of play left side. Jamie Westbrook, an example. He was not in there last night. Tonight, Matt Lipka not starting. David Dahl has the night off. Dahl not in there tonight and did not play on Wednesday. Here's a swing and a miss, strike 3. Down goes Capel on a foul tip. And File gets the K, his first of the night. 1 out for Dennis Ortega. Teams like to utilize that off day in some cases. Knowing you've got tomorrow off, you double up if a guy's not in there tonight. But in other cases, the Sounds have some guys where they don't want back-to-back off days for some guys in particular, so they won't use the Sunday game. Now Dylan File is going to get a visit from athletic trainer Nick Jensen. Jim Henderson is going out. File stepped in back of the mound for a moment. Rick Sweet, Jim Henderson, Nick Jensen all out there to take a look at File. So the athletic trainer talking with File. And Dylan's going to come out of the game. Oh, man. He's going to leave with 1 out here in the third. He got the strikeout of Capel and then got a visit from his athletic trainer, and File is going to come out of the game. Top of the third inning with 2 men on base and 1 away. And Patrick Weigel is now in the ballgame for the Sounds, a guy who has made a spot start recently and a guy who can go multiple innings. And the Sounds will now lean on the bullpen tonight. Dylan File leaving. He got that strikeout. We're seeing a replay, and he winced as he delivered the pitch. And he stepped off the back of the mound. And that's what got the attention. And actually, we're seeing a replay even farther along where he asked for the athletic trainer, Nick Jensen, to come out. He made a little hand motion. He asked for Nick Jensen to come out. And good work by our crew to give us another look there. File delivered that last pitch. He struck out Connor Capel, but he made kind of a wincing expression and then stepped off the back of the mound and asked for a visit. And after a brief conversation, he has come out of the game. So hopefully Dylan will be all right. Always going to lean on the precautionary measure if nothing else. So he comes out after 2 1/3, and Weigel finishing the warm-up tosses. He'll face Dennis Ortega with 2 on and 1 out. And while we have a moment, let's pause 10 seconds for station ID on ESPN 94.9 and the Sounds Baseball Network. Jeff M. with you at First Horizon Park. David Janes at the controls over at ESPN 94.9. Great to have you alongside tonight. Sunday night affair. Sounds trying to take 5 out of 6 from the Redbirds. Down 2-1 here in the top of the third. And Weigel on short notice coming in for File, so got as long as he needed and is now ready to go on Dennis Ortega. File ended up at 57 pitches, 35 strikes. Weigel inherits a couple of base runners. Now Patrick in the high set, and he's ready and comes home to Ortega. First pitch is a little bit low, ball 1. So it's 2 1/3 for File. He gave up 4 hits, walked a couple, and struck out 1. Ortega grounded to short his first time up. Next one by Weigel is on the way. And it's in for a strike. Snap throw down to first by Kelly, and diving back is Gorman. You hope File's going to be okay. It's never fun to see anybody leave a game due to an injury-related issue. But you think about the year that it's been for File, and he underwent the surgery back in early February to repair a stress fracture in his right elbow. So he's already worked his way back for a lot of this 2021 season. His innings total was just shy of 50 coming into the night. Here's the 1-1. And a swing and a miss. And he's a guy that's been so durable in his career before having to deal with that stress fracture in the elbow. He suffered that issue initially at the alternate site last year. It was a little while before he actually went underneath for the surgery, but it was at the alt site that happened last year. But you take that away, you look at 2019, nearly 150 innings. He was nearly 140 innings in 2018. The 1-2 now, back by Weigel. And Ortega takes a breaking ball just outside. Weigel, 35th outing. 2-1 with a 6.47 ERA. 27-year-old right-hander, 6'6", 230. And he's on 2 days of rest. He worked on Thursday in the 5-0 Sounds victory. Weigel in a non-save spot finished off that game. 2-2 on the way. Ortega swings and misses, strike 3. Good slow breaking ball. Weigel gets the punch out. And here's Alec Burleson. Out-of-town scoreboard updates all night are brought to you by Coleman Tractor Company, the largest certified Kubota tractor dealer in Tennessee. Locations in Nashville, Clarksville, Paris, and White House. Whether your project is large or small, Coleman Tractor Company has the equipment you need. Visit ColemanTractor.com today. Coleman Tractor, working hard to keep you working. Now Weigel steps off. Robertson out at second was dancing off the bag. Christian Kelly's going to give out some signs to the defense, make sure everybody's on the same page. Sounds in 4th place in the division, 8 games ahead of these 5th place Redbirds, and 4.5 games in back of 3rd place Jacksonville. Sounds are done seeing Jacksonville this year, only saw them the one series. Next one to Burleson, and it's down low for a ball. Gwinnett won in Columbus today. You'll see the Stripers in Gwinnett County, Georgia on Tuesday. Kyle Muller got the win. Ryan Castile and Travis Demerit with home runs. Demerit's got 20. And Gwinnett won 8-2, so they are 66 and 48 as they welcome the Sounds on Tuesday. 6:05 Central Time, first pitch on Tuesday night. Here's the 1-0 to Burleson, and it's taken outside for a ball. Durham has just walked off against Norfolk, 7-6 in 10 innings. Norfolk got 2 in the top of the 10th. Durham got 3 in the bottom half. Indianapolis beat Louisville 3-0. Max Kranick over Hunter Green in a prospect matchup. There's a strike on Burleson outside corner. Good change of pace by Weigel. Toledo won in Iowa today, 8-1. Cody Clemens hit his 17th for the Mud Hens. And in extra innings, Omaha won 3-2 in St. Paul. 2-1 by Weigel. Back to Burleson. Here it is. And it's in for a strike. Again, off speed. Evens the count 2-2. So that's what's happening around the AAA East League. This is one of only a couple of night games. Syracuse and Buffalo playing what looks like a late afternoon game in Buffalo over in the Northeast Division. Buffalo in first place in that division. 2-2, Weigel back to Burleson, and it's swung on and yanked foul up the right side. In the big leagues today, the Sounds parent club Brewers got another win, and they actually flirted with another no-hitter. Eric Lauer tossed a gem. He ended up going 5 1/3, giving up 1 run on 3 hits in the win. And the save went to Aaron Ashby. He finished the game with 3 scoreless innings. His big league ERA is now just over 3. So Ashby gets his first career save. It was a lopsided win, 11-1, but Ashby went 3 and finished the game, so he gets a save. 2-2 pitch. Burleson hits a weak ground ball towards second. Hira scoops it up, throws to first in time, and the inning is over. More on that Brewers win and the rest of the big league scoreboard when we come back. Good job by Patrick Weigel replacing Dylan File on short notice here in the third. And the Redbirds get 1 run on 1 hit. They leave a couple. And at the end of 2.5, it's the Redbirds 2 and the Sounds 1. Sounds fans, don't forget all season long when the Sounds win at home, you win at Fazoli's. After every Sounds home victory, hurry into any participating Middle Tennessee Fazoli's and get a free Italian ice. No purchase necessary. More details at NashvilleSounds.com/Fazoli's. When the Sounds win at home, you win at Fazoli's. Sounds trail 2-1 as Christian Kelly leads off in the bottom of the third. Matthew Liberatore fires, but time had been called. Plate umpire Tom Hanahan is pointing at the catcher Dennis Ortega. Sounds like the catcher wanted the time. Now the pitch, and Kelly takes a curve inside, ball 1. Patrick Weigel on deck now in Dylan File's spot. Again, File leaving in that top of the third. Hopefully Dylan's going to check out okay. He got a strikeout of Connor Capel. We saw via replay that he kind of winced as he delivered the pitch, and then he waved out for his athletic trainer Nick Jensen, and then after a conversation left the game. The 1-1 outside on Kelly. Christian Kelly 0 for 2 with a couple of walks on Wednesday. 2-1 now on the way by Liberatore. Kelly fouls it back. Christian hitting .255. 18 RBIs in 42 games. Outfield straightaway. Liberatore winds and delivers. And Kelly takes high and outside. 3-2 now on Christian. Kelly's done a good job this year, and he's made the most of some opportunities. 3-2 pitch, hammered foul. He's had some big base hits, and he's had a tough role. He has not been the primary catcher very often this year, not getting as much time relative to some of the other guys at his position. Just goes about his business, works hard, does a great job with the pitchers, and has maximized his time on the field. 3-2 is down and in, and he works a leadoff walk. So here comes Weigel, very likely to try to put a bunt down.
Now batting for the Sounds, number 33.
Getting back to that Brewers game, they routed the Indians today 11-1. The Brewers sweep that series. They've won 5 in a row, and the Reds lost their game. So the magic number is down to 5 for the Milwaukee Brewers to clinch the National League Central. They now have a 14-game lead. Weigel squares and bunts foul, right side 0-1. 11-1, the Brewers beat Cleveland today. Colton Wong homered twice. Manny Pena hit one out. Avisail Garcia hit his 27th. Weigel squares again. The 0-1 by Liberatore instead of toss to first, and Kelly gets back. And again, Aaron Ashby got the save for the Brewers. Came on in a rout and finished the game with the final 3 innings. Brewers did today put Rowdy Tellez on the injured list. He'll be out at least a couple of weeks. Word is, here's a curve up and a strike on the outside corner. Weigel pulled it back thinking it was going to be a ball, and it was ruled a strike by Tom Hanahan. 0-2 the count. So it'll be a couple of weeks, it sounds like, for Rowdy Tellez, and Luke Maile, as a result, was recalled and reactivated by the Brewers. Never got his way back to the Sounds, even though he was optioned on Friday. Pitch outside, tossed down to first. Kelly gets back. The Brewers are off tomorrow. They're in Detroit on Tuesday, while the Sounds are off tomorrow and in Gwinnett on Tuesday. The Reds got blanked in St. Louis by Jay Happ and the Cardinals. 2-0 the final. Nolan Arenado hit his 31st. Weigel gets the bunt down, right side of the mound. Liberatore picks it up and shovels it over to first in time. Nice work by Patrick Weigel. Kelly goes to second. 1-3 on the sacrifice. And back to the top now for Tyrone Taylor. Sounds trail 2-1 here in the bottom of the third. On a Sunday, plenty of day games around baseball. The Sunday night game is the Yankees and the Mets, finishing up that Subway Series, and an emotional night in New York last night on the 20th anniversary of 9/11. Yankees and Mets have split that series. Everything else is wrapped up. The Reds caught a break because the Padres also lost. Dodgers blanked San Diego. The pitch to Taylor hit high in the air, out toward left center, playable. Plummer under it to make the grab. Kelly holds at second. 2 down. Here's David Fry. Padres got blanked by Max Scherzer, and Nashville native Mookie Betts hit his 21st home run. So the Padres and Reds remain tied for the second National League wildcard spot, and the Cardinals are 1 back of that spot. The Giants swept the Cubs. They beat Chicago 6-5. Giants have won 7 in a row, and they stay 2.5 up on L.A. The Braves won. They beat the Marlins as Fry takes a breaking ball strike. 5-3 Atlanta over Miami today. Freddie Freeman hit his 30th. Ozzie Albies his 28th for the first-place Braves, who now have a 4.5-game lead on the Phillies as the Phils fell against Colorado today. Fry flinches and takes upstairs on a fastball at 95. And also in the National League, Washington beat the Pirates by a final of 6-2 in Pittsburgh. Former Sound Kyle Finnegan, his 9th save for the Nats. 2-1 Memphis in the third. Fry waits. David singled earlier. Here's the 1-1, and it's up and away for a ball. Arizona beat the Mariners 5-4 in an interleague matchup in the Pacific Northwest. Texas beat Oakland 4-3. Former Sound Taylor Hearn got his 6th win, and former Sound Matt Olson his 34th home run for the A's. Here's the 2-1. Fry looks at it low and inside. 3 balls and a strike. The Astros beat the Angels 3-1. So Houston is now 6.5 games up on Oakland. And it's the Mariners still, let's see here. Actually, Seattle also 6.5 back of the Astros. Houston pulling away in that AL West. Fry, it's a high fly ball out towards center. Capel backing up, plenty of room to spare, and he makes the catch to end the inning. Other finals saw the Royals win in Minnesota 5-3. The White Sox edged the Red Sox in walk-off fashion 2-1. Lurie Garcia a homer. And the Blue Jays throttled the Orioles 22-7. While the Tigers walked off Tampa Bay 8-7 in 11. In Detroit, former Sound Nelson Cruz hit his 31st. That's the latest on the Coleman Tractor out-of-town scoreboard. Sounds don't score in the third despite a leadoff walk. We'll take it to the fourth. Memphis 2, Sounds 1. Hey, Sounds fans, don't forget you can watch the Stars of tomorrow today with MILB.TV. With all home and away games streamed live, the only place to watch the Sounds on your phone or computer is on MILB.TV. Use promo code SOUNDS at checkout to save $10 on a yearly subscription. Visit MILB.TV for details. Top of the fourth inning here at First Horizon Park. Sounds trail the Redbirds by a score of 2-1. Evan Mendoza will lead off for Memphis. Then Nick Plummer and the pitcher's spot with Matthew Liberatore. Patrick Weigel did a good job in that third inning, getting the final 2 outs on behalf of Dylan File, and now working here in the fourth. Weigel deals outside ball 1. Each team got a run in the first if you're just joining us, and then Memphis got an RBI single from Nolan Gorman in the third to pull ahead. Here's a slider strike from Weigel. Mendoza, an infield single his first time up. Weigel from the windup and the pitch, and it's inside. We mentioned it when Patrick made a spot start a couple of weeks ago. Alec Bettinger eventually got called up, and so Weigel was in a starter's role. He came up as a starter, as a lot of guys do or who are successful in their amateur days. Here's a ball inside. Breaking pitch missed, and it's 3-1. So Weigel, certainly a guy capable of eating up a few innings here, as the Sounds lost Dylan File tonight sooner than they would have anticipated. 3-1 on the way to Evan Mendoza. Swung on, lined out to center. Coming on is Taylor, and he'll play it on a bounce. He thought about it. You could tell from here that it was a little bit of a moment of maybe I should dive for it, but he elected to play it on a hop. Taylor made a great catch the other night on a sliding play. This time he plays it on a bounce, and Mendoza leads off the fourth with a single. And here's Nick Plummer. Plummer flied to deep center on a changeup back in the second. Left-handed batter steps in. And the pitch, swung on, grounded left side, a base hit. Coming on is Westbrook to play it in. A big turn at second. Mendoza dives back to the bag there. And they've got 2 on with nobody out now. And it's the pitcher Liberatore to bat. Very likely will be trying to put down a bunt. He flied out his first time up. And again, as we said earlier, he does not have a hit this year. 0 for 24 with 21 strikeouts, nor does he have a sacrifice. Christian Kelly giving out signs to the defense. The corners are already in. Fry and Nunez certainly expecting bunt here. Liberatore bats from the left side just as he throws. Stretched by Weigel, the square, and it's up and away, ball 1. Fourth inning, Redbirds leading 2-1. Liberatore trying to help himself here. Weigel sets, glances back at second. Mendoza leads out there. The 1-0, bunted in front of the plate, picked up by Kelly. He throws to third. It's in time. A stretch by David Fry, a guy who's played some first base, and he stretched there like a first baseman. Christian Kelly had a little bit of a hiccup trying to get rid of that ball, and on the double clutch with a good arm, he still was able to get Mendoza. So Liberatore bunts into a fielder's choice. Mendoza out 2-5 at third base. Nice play by Kelly, and nicely done by David Fry to receive that throw as quickly as possible. Plummer goes to second, and not only did they not advance the runners the way they were hoping, now Liberatore's got to do a little base running, and it's just less time that he is hanging out on the bench, resting in between innings on the mound. Here's Brendan Donovan. The eventful play there. Weigel now ready. And again, runners at first and second. Donovan takes just outside, I guess, ball 1. A fastball at 95 from Weigel. Sounds trailed by a run. Top of the fourth inning. And the pitch, that's in for a strike. 1 ball and 1 strike. Weigel off the back of the mound for a moment, bounces the rosin bag on his right hand. Sounds in Gwinnett on Tuesday. Weigel and his Sounds teammate Chad Sabatka will once again see a lot of familiar faces as they are former Braves. The 1-1 outside for a ball. Sounds have their 3rd trip to Gwinnett. 30 games against the Stripers this year. Gwinnett's come here twice, and the Sounds going there 3 times. Geography played a big part in the schedule this year. Even as this AAA East League, the 2-1 now, lifted out to center. Taylor going back in the alley. That's tailing away from him for a base hit back to the track. In to score Plummer, holding at second Liberator. It'll be a long single by Brendan Donovan, and the Redbirds take a 3-1 lead. And Brendan Donovan is having some kind of series offensively. He's had some problems on defense in this series, but at the plate, he is now 9 for 16 with 8 RBIs. And the Redbirds lead by 2. Liberator stopped at second as Taylor got to it quickly. And here's Kramer Robertson. Robertson 1 for 1 with a walk, but getting back to the schedule, the AAA East League already taking a lot of geographical measures to make a lot of sense regardless of a pandemic. Going forward, the Sounds will play a lot of opponents that they never used to play in the Pacific Coast League, but even then this year, more narrowly focused on minimizing long travel. So the Sounds seeing a lot of Gwinnett this year by design as MLB made the schedule. Here's the 1-0. Strike called on Robertson. They say that, well, the Sounds, how come the Sounds only saw the Redbirds for 3 series? Well, they would have seen them for a 4th series this year in April. But as we know, the season started later. They delayed the onset with pandemic purposes, so April never happened. Otherwise, the Sounds would have seen even more of Memphis this year. Here's a breaking ball down and away on Robertson. But a season where the Sounds have not even played 2 teams in their own division, Norfolk and Durham. That will change next year in a normalized 144-game schedule. With the 10-game final stretch added back on, the Sounds will end up playing 130 games this year. Here's the 2-1. Down and away. And at one point we thought it would be only 120. But a lot of Gwinnett Stripers versus Sounds this year, and we'll have 6 of them for you starting on Tuesday. Josh Lindblom will take on Vanderbilt alum Kyle Wright. 6:05 Central Time on Tuesday. Here's the 3-1, and it's taken down low, ball 4, and now they're loaded. And that'll bring up Nolan Gorman.
Now batting for the Redbirds, number 12, Nolan Gorman.
Not a guy you want to see with the bases loaded. Kelly out for a quick word. It'll be Lindblom and Wright on Tuesday at 6:05. Wednesday at 6:05, Colin Ray takes on Bryce Elder. Ethan Small gets the game on Thursday at 6:05 Central up against Jose Rodriguez. Here's a breaking ball strike. Dylan File was scheduled for the Sounds on Friday. Obviously, that's a question mark now as he left the game tonight due to an injury issue of some sort. So we'll see what happens there. But he was scheduled for the Friday game, and Alec Bettinger scheduled for Saturday at 5:05 in Gwinnett next weekend. Here's the 0-1, and it's lined foul by Gorman. And then the Sunday game next weekend is at 12:05 Central. So 5 night games and a day game next Sunday. And next Saturday's game, by the way, will be on 102.5 The Game, just like last night's was. A couple of Saturdays in a row down the dial, but everything else we'll have it right here for you on ESPN 94.9. 0-2 on Nolan Gorman. Bases loaded, one down. The pitch by Weigel on the way, and Gorman pops it up. Left side, foul ground. David Fry over, and he makes the catch. Infield fly rule in effect. Gorman out automatically. And that's out number 2. Good work by Weigel to get ahead and put him away. Runners stay put, and the batter is Connor Capel. Capel, a sac fly. He's the guy who struck out in the third inning against Dylan File and turned out to be File's final batter of the night. And the pitch by Patrick Weigel in the dirt, ball 1 on Connor Capel. Capel, left-handed batter. 1 ball, no strikes on him. Liberatore, the runner at third. He has not gotten a breather in this half inning. Maybe we'll see an effect from that. Not like he's been running wind sprints out there, but he's also not just getting to rest on the bench like he normally would. Here's a strike on the outside corner. He had the bunt fielder's choice. The Sounds got the lead runner. Liberatore then advanced on the RBI single by Donovan and then took third on the walk to Kramer Robertson. Gorman then popped out. Capel, their cleanup man on a night where Juan Yepes is not in the lineup for the Redbirds. 1-1 pitch by Patrick Weigel. Coming home, and it's just off the outside. Boy, interesting that the previous pitch was a strike, but that one was not. Looked to be in an identical spot, if not even, I thought at least, a little bit closer to the zone. 96 miles an hour from Weigel, but it missed. Boy, that was an identical spot to the previous pitch. 2-1. Weigel in the high set and the serve. And that one just outside. Similar spot. Breaking ball. Didn't have the corner. And it's 3-1. Bags loaded, 2 down, 1 run in. Redbirds lead 3-1 here in the top of the 4th inning. Stretch by Weigel and the pitch. And it's lined up the middle, a base hit into center. Liberatore is in. Taylor will come up firing and now throw towards second as Donovan also comes in to score on a 2-run single by Connor Capel. And now the Redbirds have taken a 5-1 lead, scoring 3 times here in the inning.
Redbirds, number 26, Dennis Ortega.
The batter now is Dennis Ortega. Ortega has grounded out and struck out. Once again, Kelly will give out signs to the defense. Robertson is at second base. Righty against righty. Stretch by Weigel, looks at second, and the pitch, and a swing and a miss. And Ortega took a huge hack there, went down to a knee as he came up empty. Slider there by Weigel. Patrick gets ahead 0-1. Now the next one, and Ortega swings and fouls it back. He went back to the off-speed stuff and gets ahead of the count 0-2. Dylan File walked 2 guys. Weigels walked 1 in this inning. Sounds pitchers did not issue a walk last night. The 6th time this year in 113 games they did not walk anybody. 6th time overall. 5th time in a 9-inning game. They did it 1 time in a 7-inning game during a doubleheader. No walks issued last night. Here's a ground ball left side, base hit into left. Coming around third, Robertson. The throw home by Westbrook is cut off. They've got a rundown now with Capel around second base. He's being run to third by Hira and tagged out by Terang. 5-4-6 in the rundown on Connor Capel. Connor Robertson, those scores on the RBI single by Dennis Ortega, and that was on an 0-2 pitch. So the Redbirds get 4 runs in the inning. And we go to the bottom of the 4th inning. It's Memphis 6 and the Sounds 1. Hey, fans, all season long when the Sounds put out the fire at the end of the game and record a save, it's brought to you by Jarrett Fire Protection, your one-stop fire protection shop. Jarrett is a proud provider for the Sounds here at First Horizon Park and at 3rd and Home. Don't leave anything to chance with your property. Protect what matters most with Jarrett Fire Protection. Visit jarrettfire.com. Bottom of the 4th inning, Dustin Peterson leads off for the Sounds. Renato Nunez and Jamie Westbrook will follow as the Sounds try to get back in this ball game. Redbirds sent 8 to the plate and scored 4 times in the top of the inning. Peterson takes a strike in the count 0-1. Matthew Liberatore did a lot of base running in that 4th inning. Didn't get a lot of time to rest. Back to work, and he fires up and away. Peterson bounced into a double play back in the 1st inning. He did not get a run batted in, but he did drive in a run. Tyrone Taylor scored. 1-1 serve, and Peterson hits a fly ball out to right. Playable for Alec Burleson. In and over near the line. He makes the catch. And Peterson is out number 1.
Now batting for the Sounds, number 26.
And Renato Nunez will now stand in. To finish that point we're making the last half inning, Sounds didn't walk anybody last night. 6th time this year they've done that where their pitchers did not issue a walk. 5th time in a 9-inning game. It was the first time they'd done it since August the 7th. Dylan File was the starter in that game. Toledo was the opposition. So no walks issued last night by Sounds pitchers. They've issued a few tonight. Here's the 0-1. And Nunez looks at it low. Renato made his major league debut on this day back in 2016. Here's the 1-1. And a swing and a miss. He was fooled by a breaking ball from Liberatore. He and Matt Olson were called up together. It was right after the Sounds, who won the division in 2016, were eliminated by Oklahoma City in Game 5 of that best-of-5 division championship series. Here's the 1-2. And Renato slaps it foul. The A's tried to leave the Sounds alone that year, knowing that the Sounds were in the postseason. September 1st, they could have called up a ton of guys, but they waited, at least in the cases of a few guys. And Renato Nunez and Matt Olson, right after the Sounds got eliminated in the postseason, got call-ups. And Nunez made his major league debut on this day, September the 12th, 2016. First taste of the show with the Oakland A's. He had been a Sound all of that 2016 campaign, as we've talked about, as Renato's come back now. He was with the Sounds all of 17 as well. Big league time the last couple of years with Baltimore, and then this year with Detroit. Here's a ground ball up the middle, gloved and back a second by Gorman. The throw to first in time. Nunez is out number 2. Sounds trail 6-1 here in the 4th inning. And here's Jamie Westbrook. I talked about it with Renato the other day. You think back to some of the guys that he played with that first time around with the Sounds. as an A's prospect, and what a lot of those guys have gone on to do. Not all of it with the A's, even though they were with the A's as prospects, but guys with extensive major league time. Here's Westbrook taking upstairs. That 2016 team had the best record in the Pacific Coast League for a reason. That was a team that early in the year had Sean Manaea. Here's the 1-0, and it's taken upstairs. Around that infield, you had Matt Olson, Renato Nunez, Joey Wendell, Max Muncy. Ton of big league time just in that infield alone. And then late in the year, Matt Chapman and Franklin Barreto came up. Westbrook takes outside. That was a fun group, and Nunez made his major league debut on this day back in 2016. Strike called on Westbrook. It's 3-1. 6-1 Memphis, bottom of the fourth inning. Westbrook struck out his first time. Liberatore comes home, and Westbrook takes it inside, ball 4. So a 2-out walk. That's the second one issued tonight by Liberatore. Keston Hira now the batter.
Keston Hira.
Hira struck out looking his first time up. He's trying to break out of an 0 for 22 slump. The pitch to Keston. Line down the right field line, and that'll do it. It drops in for a base hit. Rounding second, Westbrook going to third. Hira digs for 2. Westbrook's coming all the way around. The relay to the plate, and he is going to be tagged out. Westbrook thrown out trying to score. The Sounds down by 5. And Westbrook coming all the way around gets thrown out at the plate. The relay by Donovan on the 9-3-2 play at the plate. Keston Hira with a double down the right field line, but Westbrook gets thrown out trying to score, and the inning is over.
Leading off for the Memphis Redbirds, number 21, Alec Burleson.
Top of the fifth inning, and Patrick Weigel back to work for the Sounds. They trail the Redbirds by a score of 6-1. It'll be Alec Burleson to lead off for Memphis. Evan Mendoza and Nick Plummer after that. Weigel back to the windup. And the first one on the way. Burleson takes up and away, ball 1. Call-ups and transactions brought to you by the Tennessee Lottery. Looking for a way to put a little play in your day? Stop by any Tennessee Lottery retailer and play the new September Instant Games. Diamonds, sapphires, emeralds, and rubies. You could be the next winner with the Tennessee Lottery. Ball 2 outside on Burleson. He's grounded out twice tonight, once to first, once to second. Weigel fires up and away, ball 3. Again, Rowdy Tellez was placed on the Brewers injured list today. He came out early in their game last night in Cleveland. Combined no-hitter by Corbin Burns for 8 innings and Josh Hader for 1, but Tellez left early with a knee issue. Here's a high pop-up, shallow right center. Hira backing up from second. Keston on the grass will make the catch. Out number 1. And it's a right knee strain for Rowdy Tellez. He's going to miss at least a couple of weeks from what Brewers manager Craig Counsell said. So Luke Maile, who had not left the Brewers after being optioned on Friday, was recalled and back on their active roster. So Maile will not be joining the Sounds, as we thought he might early next week in Gwinnett. Here's the windup by Weigel, and the pitch to Evan Mendoza, taken outside for a ball. So with Maile gone, the Sounds are back to 31 active, plus Tyrone Taylor on rehab assignment. Next one by Weigel, and it hooks just inside. 2 balls, no strikes. Mendoza 2 singles, one of them an infield hit. Here's the 2-0 pitch, way outside. He yanked a fastball, and it's 3 balls, no strikes. Sunday night game has the Yankees up 2-1 in New York after an inning. Yankees and the Mets. Otherwise, this is one of the only games going on around baseball. Activity now starting in the Sounds bullpen. 3-0 pitch by Weigel. And it's inside, ball 4. 3-0 breaking ball there. And it's a 1-out walk.
Now batting for the Red
Here's
Birds,
Nick
number
Plummer.
27, Nick Plummer.
Connor Sadzek is loosening in the bullpen for the Sounds. Weigel was on 2 days rest. Kyle Lobstein is on 2. And those are the only guys available tonight on multiple days rest. Now the pitch, runner goes, pitch outside, throw to second, and it's not in time. Offline throw by Kelly and a stolen base for Mendoza, his 14th of the year. 1 ball, no strikes now as the runner gets to second for the Redbirds, who lead 6-1 here in the top of the 5th inning.
Sadzak warming up for Nashville.
Turang, the shortstop, over toward the middle. There's hitting room on the left side with a lefty at the plate. 1-0 pitch. Plummer takes outside. Weigel now has missed on 6 in a row. Two-0 count, and the pitch to Nick Plummer. That is in for a strike. And it's 2-1 now. Plummer singled as part of their 4-run inning in that 4th. Two-one pitch. Swing and a miss. And now it's even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Slow breaking ball there by Weigel, who steps off the back of the mound for a moment. Patrick, originally drafted by Atlanta, 7th round back in 2015 out of Houston. Two and two the count on Plummer with the pitcher waiting next, and the next pitch is down and in. Full count now. Weigel's spot in the batting order is due up 3rd in the bottom of the inning. So we'll see if the Sounds double switch, if indeed they take Weigel out before the inning ends. Patrick came on in the 3rd for Dylan File, and he's thrown over 50 pitches. Full count on Nick Plummer. Liberatore waiting on deck. And the pitch. Outside, ball 4. And it looks like that is going to be all. Rick Sweet coming out. Zach Green is down there as well. I thought maybe Green was going to be part of a double switch here. We'll see what the Sounds are going to do. Green does have a glove in hand, and it is going to be a double switch, as Rick Sweet is certainly well aware that his pitcher's spot is due up 3rd in the bottom of the inning. So Weigel will leave. Sweet going over the changes with the plate umpire Tom Hanahan. We've got a call to the bullpen brought to you by the Mint at Kentucky Downs, your premier entertainment destination with $4 million in jackpots every month. Conveniently located just 35 minutes north of Nashville on I-65. Learn more at themintgaming.com. Zach Green is coming in. We'll get you the rest of the changes when we come back. Redbirds lead 6-1 here in the fifth. And back after this on ESPN 94.9 and the Sounds Baseball Network. Connor Sadzek, the new pitcher for the Sounds. It is a double switch. Zach Green is in the game at third base. And David Fry has gone from third base out to left field. Jamie Westbrook came out. He made the final out running the bases there in that fourth inning. His spot in the order was the second to last one that batted. So Keston Hiura stays in. Westbrook, the guy who comes out. So the Sounds avoid the pitcher's spot batting for a while. So put Sadzek in Westbrook's spot, the number 5 spot. Zach Green now batting ninth and playing at third base, and Fry moves from third base out to left field. 6-1 in favor of the Redbirds here in the top of the fifth inning. Their pitcher, Matthew Liberatore, is the batter with 2 on and 1 away. Patrick Weigel finishing the third, working the fourth, and starting the fifth. He goes 2 innings, giving up 4 runs on 5 hits, walked 3, and struck out 1. And Weigel threw 53 pitches, 25 for strikes. Sounds getting out hit here in the early going, 9-3. The pitch, and Liberatore bunts it foul off the glove of Kelly, and the count 0-1. Liberatore tried to bunt for a sacrifice back in the fourth inning. Sounds got the lead runner. He then had to run the bases, and he did end up scoring a run that inning. Sadzek ready near the belt. Liberatore squares the 0-1 pitch, and it's taken for a strike on the outside corner. Sadzek threw 15 pitches on Friday night. Gave up 1 run on a couple of hits. Overall, he is working for the 11th time, a 4.66 ERA. And in the league this year, it's his 34th outing after 23 with Charlotte for the White Sox. The pitch, strike, and throw to second, and out at second base is Evan Mendoza. Strike him out, throw him out, inning-ending double play. Liberatore whiffed on the bunt attempt, and Mendoza gets nabbed trying to get back to second base. Good throw by Christian Kelly, and the Redbirds are finished in the top of the fifth. Bottom of the fifth inning, Sounds trail the Redbirds 6-1. Bryce Terang will lead off, and before he does, let's pause 10 seconds for station identification on ESPN 94.9 and the Sounds Baseball Network. Jeff M. with you at First Horizon Park. David Janes at the controls over at ESPN 94.9. Bottom of the fifth, Sounds trails 6-1. Matthew Liberatore fires outside on Bryce Terang. Terang has grounded out tonight. Christian Kelly on deck, and then Zach Green. The windup and the 1-0, and Terang takes outside ball 2. Strike him out, throw him out, inning-ending double play in the top of the inning. Matthew Liberatore tried to bunt, missed it. He struck out, and then Evan Mendoza got picked off. This one to Terang is outside, ball 3. 2-6 pickoff. Christian Kelly cutting down Mendoza, who got presumptuous on the Liberatore bunt attempt. 3-0 pitch now. Terang looks at it, down low, ball 4. And Liberatore disagrees with the zone of Tom Hanahan.
Now batting for the Sounds, number 21, Christian Kelly.
So a leadoff walk, and it brings up Christian Kelly. Here's the pitch to Kelly, hit in the air, deep right center field. Going back on it, Capel in the alley, looking up. It's off the wall. It bounces over the wall. It'll be a ground rule double. A ground rule double. It'll put runners at second and third. Terang would have scored easily. Kelly hit that ball about 390 feet, landing it on the track, and it bounced up over the wall and came back onto the field. So it'll put runners at second and third with nobody out.
Number 12, Zach Green.
And here's Zach Green. Sounds trying to climb back in this game. Here's Green's first at-bat of the night. The catcher, Ortega, going out for a quick word with Liberator. Green started on Friday night and then was part of a late double switch. He's 0 for 5 in the series, hitting .213 with 15 home runs and 60 RBIs. Here's the pitch on the way, and Zach takes up and outside, ball one. Tyrone Taylor on deck. Lefty on righty, Liberator sets and delivers, and a curve. That one is in for a strike. Got the outside corner at 73. 1 ball and 1 strike. Sounds beat Liberator on Tuesday. He's been much sharper in this game than he was the other night. 1-1 pitch. Green takes low. He has walked a few guys, though, and on the year, in just over 100 innings, he's got pretty good numbers in that regard. 25 walks in 104 and a third innings. And almost as many strikeouts as innings pitched. 2-1 to Green, outside 3-1. Liberator threw 91 pitches on Tuesday. He regularly has gone 90-plus pitches this year. Highly touted young left-hander, one of the top pitching prospects in the Cardinals system. Here's the 3-1. Swing and a miss by Green. A lot of rankings had him as the number 1 prospect going into the year. Now places where they update rankings in some cases have moved Nolan Gorman, Liberator's second baseman, to the number 1 spot for the Cardinals. But either way, you get the idea. They're both highly touted, and Liberator's certainly one of the top arms the Cardinals have. Former first rounder of Tampa Bay. The 3-2 taken inside, ball 4. Green works a walk, and now they're loaded with nobody out for Tyrone Taylor. A walk, a double, and another walk.
Tyrone Taylor.
And Green never really had much he could go after there. Terang walked on 4 straight. Green coaxes the base on balls, and the Sounds have him loaded with nobody out. Taylor has singled and flied out. The pitch to Tyrone is in for strike 1. Taylor in the leadoff spot tonight, game number 2 on his rehab assignment. And now the 0-1 pitch. And Taylor hits a line drive softly out towards second. Gloved on a hop by Gorman. Steps on the bag. Throws to first for a double play. Terang will score. It's another double play the Sounds hit into while they also get a run. It's a 4-3 double play. Kelly goes to third. Terang comes in. And now it's 6-2 here in the 5th inning. 2 outs, runner at third base. Green got jammed and muscled that out towards Taylor got jammed and muscled that out towards second, and Gorman was right there on the bag as he gloved it. Here's David Fry, and he swings and misses in the count 0-1. So no RBI for Taylor, just like Peterson did not get an RBI on his double play in the first inning when Taylor scored. Fry now takes inside. It's actually on the corner for a strike, 0-2. Kelly at third, 2 gone. Bottom 5, Sounds trailed by 4. Fry has singled and flied out. Next pitch by Liberatore is outside. 95-mile-per-hour fastball. Liberatore trying to qualify for the win here. And the pitch, and Fry hits one in the air, left center field. That's down in the alley for a base hit. And it'll bring in Kelly. Fry heads to second, in standing up with a double. And it's 6-3. David Fry picks up his first run batted in as a Sound. An RBI double to left center, and it's a 3-run difference.
Now batting for the Sound, number 28.
And Dustin Peterson will try to keep the line moving. Fry had 41 RBIs in 75 games at Double-A Biloxi this year. It's his first one here at Triple-A. Christian Kelly in without a problem, and now Peterson. Dustin lines one toward the middle. That is caught by a leaping Nolan Gorman. He speared it at the top of his elevation, and that will end the inning. Peterson lines out. Sounds get 2 runs back, though. 2 runs on 2 hits. They leave 1. We go to inning number 6. Hey, fans, be sure to check out and subscribe to the official Sounds podcast, Rounding Third, available on Apple Podcasts and at NashvilleSounds.com/podcast. Enjoy all the episodes from this season and years past. Subscribe and listen today by searching for the Nashville Sounds podcast and Rounding Third in Apple Podcasts, and visit NashvilleSounds.com/podcast. Top of the 6th inning, Connor Sadzak back to work. Top of the order due for the Redbirds. Brendan Donovan, Kramer Robertson, and Nolan Gorman. Sounds getting 2 runs back in that 5th inning. They trail 6-3. Finale of this 6-game series, trying to take 5 of the 6. Here's the pitch by Sadzak, and he misses inside, ball 1. Brendan Donovan, 2 hits and a walk. He has driven in a run. He has stolen a base, and he has scored 3 times. There's a strike called, and it's 0-1. Sadzak out of the stretch, ready near the belt, and he fires. And that one is down and in. 2 balls and a strike. Donovan waits. 2-1 by Sadzak on the way. And that one grabs the outside corner for a strike. Sadzak in his first full inning. He came on to finish the 5th for Patrick Weigel. Next pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Got him with a fastball at 96 away. And out number 1. Donovan retired for the first time tonight. Second strikeout by Sadzak, and here's Kramer Robertson. Do a little baseball trivia here in this 6th inning. You've got a chance to win a couple of Sounds tickets, brought to you by your Middle Tennessee Hyundai dealers. As Sadzak fires and Robertson takes a strike, Sounds fans show their loyalty in all kinds of ways. Fans of Hyundai simply buy another Hyundai. Proud sponsor of the Sounds. See your local Middle Tennessee Hyundai dealer or visit buyhyundai.com. Here's the 0-1 by Sadzak, and it's outside for a ball. Only 5 home games left after tonight, but you've got a chance to win a couple of tickets for the game of your choice. I'll give you a trivia question, and if you want to try to win tickets, you need to email your answer. Here's the 1-1. right on the outside corner for a strike. Email it to radiobooth@nashvillesounds.com. Radiobooth@nashvillesounds.com. Please no emailing while driving. Include your name and what city you're listening from in the email so we can identify you on the air if you're the winner. And the first one to get it right via email wins 2 tickets to a game from your Middle Tennessee Hyundai dealers. Simple as that. Sadzak on the 1-2. And the pitch. Robertson takes down and away. Full weekend of football in these parts and across the country at this time of year. So I've got a kind of a football connection here for you. First NFL Sunday today. And I was thinking about Bo Jackson. Think about football and baseball together and some of the guys who've played both over the years. Deion Sanders. Here's the 2-2. And it's just inside by Sadzak, and the count runs full. But the great Bo Jackson, a two-sport guy among some of the ones who've done it over the years. Bo Jackson with the L.A. Raiders, 1987 through 1990, and during some of that time was also playing Major League Baseball. He had an 8-year big league career. He was an All-Star in 1989. Here's one by Sadzak just outside ball 4. A slider missed, and Sadzak a couple of times thought he had Kramer Robertson struck out. Instead, it's a walk, and Robertson is on for the 4th time tonight. Here's Nolan Gorman. So Bo Jackson played 8 years in the big leagues, most notably with the Royals. He was with Kansas City when he made the All-Star team, 5 years with Kansas City. But he also played for 2 other major league teams. Name one. Name one of the other 2 teams in the big leagues for whom Bo Jackson played. Gorman smashes one down the right field line, a fair ball. Base hit in the corner. Sounds are saying it was foul. Throw to second is late on Gorman. Coming home Robertson, and he is out by a mile. Robertson is thrown out. Rick Sweet is coming out to argue the call. The call was fair ball, base hit for Gorman. He ends up at second base with a double. Rick Sweet is asking the other umpires to get together on this, and they will. And let's see if they're going to change the call. They are going to change the call. It's a foul ball. Foul ball, so Robertson, who was thrown out, will go back to first. Gorman will continue his at-bat. So Rick Sweet asked them to get together, and they decided that indeed the incorrect call had been made by Charlie Ramos. A bullet down the right field line by Gorman, but it was foul. Hit off the padding in that right field corner. As soon as it was ruled fair, Connor Sadzak and Keston Hira, both among others, you could tell from their reaction, were incensed by that call. So Gorman coming back to the plate. 6-3 Redbirds here in the top of the 6th inning. So again, name one of the other 2 teams for whom Bo Jackson played in the big leagues. 5 years with Kansas City, but played for 2 other teams as well. In addition to those years with the Raiders in the NFL. The great Bo Jackson, Bo knows. Bo knows baseball, Bo knows football. So name one of the other 2 teams for whom Bo Jackson played in the big leagues. Send in your answer to radiobooth@nashvillesounds.com. Radiobooth@nashvillesounds.com, and we'll check in a little bit and see if we have a winner. Gorman now ready to dig back in. A little bit of a delay here getting the reset button pushed after the umpires got together. Kramer Robertson was trying to come all the way around to score. He's back at first base after the foul ball by Gorman. Gorman is 1 out of 3 tonight with an RBI single. Sadzak delivers. Robertson runs. Pitch outside. Throw to second by Kelly. It gets into center. Hira will track it down. Staying at second, Kramer Robertson. He's got his 11th stolen base. He's only been caught 1 time. Redbirds are not a team that does very much running. Only 51 steals going into the year. And the Sound's a team that don't do a lot of running other than guys like Matt Lipka. And they've got 72 stolen bases on the year. Part of that comes from Keon Broxton having 10 elsewhere in the league this year with St. Paul before joining the Sounds last night. He has not stolen any bags yet as a Sound, but he's done it plenty earlier in the year elsewhere in the league. The 1-1 pitch. Gorman swings and misses. Evan Mendoza and Kramer Robertson have 25 of the Redbirds' 53 steals on the year. Sadzak on the 1-2 to Nolan Gorman. It's on the way, and it's up and away. 2 balls and 2 strikes. (6-3) Memphis, top of the 6th inning. Finale of the series. Turang, the shortstop, in back of the runner out there trying to keep Robertson close. And the pitch, swing and a miss, strike 3, and Gorman goes down. 96 miles an hour from Connor Sadzak, who picks up his 3rd strikeout. 2 gone in the inning, and the batter is Connor Capel. The Omaha Storm Chasers lead the AAA East League in steals with 138. What's interesting there is they also lead the league in homers. It's been a big offense in Omaha this year. We don't see those guys on the schedule, and not seeing them next year either in that Midwest division, where we do see teams like Indianapolis, Columbus, Louisville, Toledo, but no Omaha. Sadzak against Capel now. And the pitch, swing and a miss. Got it by him at 95, and it's 0-1. Sounds are kind of middle of the pack in stolen bases. And Memphis, the 2nd fewest stolen bases. Only Rochester, with just 38, has stolen fewer bases this year than Memphis. But they've done a little bit tonight with guys like Robertson and Mendoza, the 2 main guys who do it for them. Strike on Capel at the knees, a fastball at 97, and the count 0-2. Robertson leads at second base. Capel trails the count. Sadzak ready, and the pitch swung on, grounded sharply towards second, taken by Hira. He throws to first in time, and the inning is over. So that call being changed, the ground rule double, or the fair ball, I should say, double, turned into a foul ball, and it helps the Sounds as the Redbirds do not end up scoring.
Now batting for the Sounds, the pinch hitter, number 13, Troy Stokes Jr.
Let's go, let's go, let's go. Hold on. We get it and stack it up, that's why they mad at us. Got me a steamer truck, couldn't ride the Matterbull. Whoa, no dirt on my 9.
On the team, here's the offering, and it's taken inside, ball 1 on Stokes Jr. So 1 away here in the 6th inning. Sounds down by 3. The pitch, and it's in the dirt on Stokes. Troy making his 61st appearance of the year for the Sounds. He had 29 games at Indianapolis for the Pirates before being reacquired by Milwaukee. So tonight his 90th game of the year. And it's a high fly ball out to center, playable for Capel. He jogs over to his left and makes the catch for out number 2. And now Keston Hira comes up.
Number 19, Keston Hira.
Hira had a double back in the 4th inning, 1 for 2 tonight. Broke him out of an 0 for 22 skid. Here's the pitch to Keston, lofted out to right. Burleson coming on. He slides with a lunge and made the grab. Hira hit it hard, a low line drive to the opposite field and caught by Alec Burleson. And it's a 1-2-3 inning for Matthew Liberatore. Top of the 7th inning here at First Horizon Park. R.J. Alvarez in the game for the Sounds. Keon Broxton is also in the game out in center field. So another partial game in the rehab assignment and progression to full games for Tyrone Taylor. He went 1 for 3 tonight and is gone after 6 innings. Sounds trail 6-3 as Alvarez takes over here in the 7th.
Entering the game and playing center field and hitting first.
Alvarez ready and facing Dennis Ortega. First pitch, and it curls in for a strike, 0-1. Good opportunity here for RJ to work in consecutive games. AAA relievers do that usually a couple of times every so often. Further prepare for a big league opportunity. Alvarez threw 11 pitches last night. Here's the 0-1, swing and a miss. So an economical enough night last night to allow for the opportunity to come back out. He worked a 1-2-3 8th inning last night with a couple of strikeouts. Ortega 1 for 3 with an RBI single. Here's the 0-2 pitch on the way from RJ. And Ortega hits a weak ground ball right side to his left from second. Hira, he's got it. He throws to first in time. And there's out number 1.
Now batting for the Redbirds, number 21, Alec Burleson.
Here's Alec Burleson. We've got a winner in our trivia contest tonight. Asking you a football-connected question on this NFL Week 1 Sunday. Bo Jackson, great L.A. Raider and multi-sport star back in the late 80s, early 90s. Here's Alec Burleson now, and he swings and fouls it back. Bo played for the Raiders, 87 to 90, and played 8 years in the big leagues, most notably with Kansas City, 5 years with the Royals, but we asked you to name one of the other 2 teams for whom he played in the big leagues. And most of you went the same direction among those of you who got it right. And we do have a couple of tickets to give away. Here's Alvarez now, back to Burleson, and it's cut on and missed. Charles in Nashville is our winner tonight. Charles in Nashville, right on the money with the Chicago White Sox. 1991 and then again in 93 for a playoff team. Bo Jackson was part of a division championship team for the White Sox. They got to the ALCS in 93, lost to Toronto that year, and Bo Jackson was on that team, played in 85 games that year. Here's the 0-2. Taken outside for a ball. So that was the most common correct answer. Your other possible right answer, the California Angels. He was with them for 75 games in 1994, the strike-shortened season, and that was the last of his big league time for the great Bo Jackson. Here's the 1-2. Swung on, lifted out to right. Peterson over near the line. Dustin will get there to make the catch. So Charles in Nashville, hang on, we'll reply to your email. You win 2 tickets to a Sounds game from your Middle Tennessee Hyundai dealers. And with only 5 home games left after tonight, Charles, hopefully you can find one of the 5 in your schedule to make it out here for. We will connect with you. We'll do more trivia on Tuesday night from Gwinnett. 6:05 Central Time first pitch when Josh Lindblom will go up against former Vanderbilt standout Kyle Wright. 6:05 Central on Tuesday from Georgia. Here's Evan Mendoza, and he takes up and in from R.J. Alvarez for ball one. Alvarez sets at the belt, now coming home, and Mendoza takes it for a strike on the inside corner. If, depending on your age, you're not as familiar with Bo Jackson, look up some YouTube highlights, because regardless of sport, he was something, especially in football. Here's the 1-1, and it's taken up. And I remember he was an all-star in the big leagues in 1989. I remember watching that all-star game. Vince Scully was on the call. I can still imagine his call in my mind. Bo Jackson homered in that game, and it was, I want to say first inning, maybe second inning. It was Bo's first at-bat. Here's the 2-1, and Mendoza swings and misses. And Vince Scully's call was, and Bo Jackson says hello, with an early home run by Bo Jackson. The idea that he was playing football and basketball, or football and baseball, maybe basketball, who knows? Check your NBA stats. But football and baseball in those same years is incredible to think about. The 2-2 by Alvarez, swing and a miss, strike three. Mendoza tried to go on a breaking ball and held up. Another good night for R.J. Alvarez. 1-2-3 go the Redbirds here in the seventh. And we will keep it here, as on this Sunday night we will have a rendition of God Bless America. Lori Weiss, who sang our national anthem earlier, is going to lead us in God Bless America on this Sunday night. Redbirds leading by a few as we hit stretch time. Bottom of the seventh inning, Bryce Terang first up for the Sounds. Christian Kelly and Zach Green will follow as Matthew Liberatore is back out there for the Redbirds at 80 pitches through six. Here's a strike called on Terang, only a 6-pitch inning for Liberatore in that 1-2-3 sixth. Terang has walked and grounded out. 3 walks drawn by Bryce in the series. We've talked about that lately. Disciplined young hitter for 21 years old, works the count, good on-base percentage in his first month and change here at AAA. He takes outside, it's 1-2. Now the windup and the next offering. Big breaking ball taken up and in, and Liberatore thought it was good enough to be strike three called. Chad Sabatka is loosening in the Sounds bullpen. Off day tomorrow, so the Sounds able to withstand this shorter night from starter Dylan File. And if you are just joining us as Terang takes outside, File left in the top of the third inning. He struck out Connor Capel. We saw on the replay he kind of winced as he delivered the pitch and later asked for his athletic trainer Nick Jensen to come out, and then he came out of the game. 3-2, and Terang takes strike three called. A fastball on the outside corner, and Bryce not happy.
Now batting for the Sounds, number
Goes down
21,
looking for out number one here in the seventh.
Kelly.
And for Liberatore, that is only his third strikeout tonight. Christian Kelly, the batter. And the pitch on the way. Kelly swings and misses. Kelly has one of the Sounds' 5 hits, a ground rule double back in the fifth inning. Bryce Terang did end up scoring anyway after he had walked. Tyrone Taylor hit into that double play, and then David Fry later had an RBI double. Here's a swing and a foul back by Kelly. (6-3) Memphis in the seventh. Redbirds have some activity in their bullpen. The pitcher's spot due up second in the eighth inning. Next one to Kelly is cut on and missed, and down he goes for strike three. 4 Ks now for Liberatore, and here is Zach Green.
Green.
As we've said, only 5 home games left after tonight. This homestand wrapping up here tonight with a giveaway for the first 1,000 fans who got here tonight. They all received the final Country Legends Wind-Up Racer giveaway, presented by First Horizon, and kids can run the bases tonight after the game, also presented by First Horizon. Ball 1 to Zach Green. He walked as a pinch hitter back in the 5th, and Zach takes a strike. Part of a double switch in the top of that 5th inning. 1-1 on the way, and a cut and a miss. Keon Broxton on deck, having taken over in Tyrone Taylor's spot. Liberatore trying to go 7. The 1-2 pitch. He pauses at the height of the leg kick, and the fastball is fouled away by Green. Sounds have already won the series. Their first series win in about a month since they took 5 of 7 from Toledo back in early August. That's our fact of the game, brought to you by Amerigroup Medicare. As Green takes one high. Here's another fact. Amerigroup offers solid benefits with access to the local doctors you trust, giving you the strength of a national company with a hometown personal touch. That's Amerigroup. Now the 2-2 on the way, and Zach Green swings and misses for strike 3, and Matthew Liberatore strikes out the side in order in what very likely will be his final inning of the night. He finishes strong, and we go to the 8th inning now. It remains the Redbirds 6 and the Sounds 3. We have reached the 8th inning on this Sunday night, and Chad Sabatka taking over for the Sounds. He'll face Nick Plummer as the Sounds make a call to the bullpen, brought to you by the Mint at Kentucky Downs, your entertainment destination. Visit the Mint Gaming Hall after the game and go for the win. Conveniently located just 35 minutes north of Nashville on I-65. Learn more at themintgaming.com. Pitcher's spot due second for the Redbirds in this inning, and it looks like Scott Hurst is down there preparing for that role to pinch hit for Matthew Liberatore, who gave them 7 tonight. Quality start for Liberatore. And Sabatka takes over now after R.J. Alvarez had a 1-2-3 7th inning on 12 pitches. 9 of them were strikes. He looked good. Connor Sadzak before that went an inning and 2/3. So the Sounds relievers here trying to give the offense a chance to rally tonight, down 6-3 here in the 8th inning. Sabatka now coming home, and the pitch is fouled away. The Sounds pitcher's spot in the order remains that number 5 spot. That's where Alvarez went back in the 7th inning. Connor Sadzak went there in the 5th. Troy Stokes Jr., a pinch hitter in the 6th inning in that spot. So that's where Sabatka goes, and that is due up 5th in the bottom of the inning. Sabatka's 1-1, and it's swung on and fouled back by Nick Plummer, who is 1 for 2 with a walk tonight. Looked like a good night for Tyrone Taylor. He played 6 innings tonight after playing 5 on Friday night. He had last night off by design. Rehab assignment continuing tonight for Taylor in his 2nd game. Health updates brought to you by Vanderbilt Orthopedics, the official sports medicine provider for the Sounds. Vanderbilt Sports Medicine physicians specialize in the evaluation and treatment of bone and joint injuries of all ages and phases. Visit VanderbiltOrthopedics.com to learn more. Sabatka with a full count now on Nick Plummer. Chad worked on Friday, had a pretty good workload in that game. Threw 32 pitches, gave up a run with a walk and a strikeout. There's strike 3 called. Plummer down looking for out number 1. And pinch hitting now will be Scott Hurst in the spot of Matthew Liberatore.
Number 32,
So Liberatore goes 7. He gave up 3 runs on 5 hits, walked 4, and struck out 5. 95 pitches, 58 strikes for Matthew Liberatore, his game to win. If you're joining us late tonight, the Sounds have not led at any point. Here's a swing and a miss by Hurst. Each team got a run in the first inning. The Redbirds then got a run in the third, 4 in the fourth to go up 6-1 before the Sounds got 2 runs back in the bottom of the fifth. Trailing 6-3 here in the eighth, Sabatka deals, and that one is swung on and fouled back. 37 outings for Chad Sabatka with the Sounds this year, 2-1 with a 4.55 ERA. Now the 0-2, and it's just off the outside. Off-speed pitch there by Sabatka. Big right-hander. Florida native, 6'7", 225 pounds. Blaine Hardy loosening in the Sounds bullpen as Hurst lines one to right for a base hit. On a 1-2 pitch, it's a one-out single. And back to the top now, it'll be Brendan Donovan.
Now batting for the Redbirds, number 47, Brendan Donovan.
Sabatka against Donovan, righty on lefty, and the pitch by Chad. It is taken for a strike at the knees. Donovan with 2 hits, a walk, a steal, an RBI. He has scored 3 of the 6 Redbirds runs tonight. He's had quite a series. 9 for 17 with 8 RBIs. Here's the 0-1. Runner goes, pitch up and away. Throw to second by Kelly. Right on the money. The tag by Terang, and Hurst is out. Hurst has had 4 steals this year, and now he's been caught 4 times. A 2-6 caught stealing. Kelly to Terang, and Christian Kelly's made some great throws tonight. Now the 1-1, and it's up and away. The caught stealing percentage for Kelly going into tonight, 17%. But you watch him throw tonight, and you wonder where that 17% comes from. But, of course, a lot goes into whether or not a guy gets thrown out. A lot of it is on the pitcher as much as anything. Here's a ground ball to short by Donovan. Terang's got it and throws to first in time. Good work on defense by the Sounds in the 8th. The Redbirds don't score. They get a hit. They leave none. And at the end of 7.5, it remains Memphis 6, the Sounds 3. Right-hander Seth Elledge is in the game now for the Redbirds. Sounds trailing by a score of 6-3. Top of the order due, and before Keon Broxton digs in, let's step out. 10 seconds, station ID on ESPN 94.9 and the Sounds Baseball Network. Jeff Hem with you at First Horizon Park. David Janes at the controls at ESPN 94.9. Elledge in for Liberatore, and the first pitch to Broxton is cut on and missed 0-1. Keon replaced Tyrone Taylor on defense in the top of the 7th, batting for the first time tonight. Made his Sounds debut last night and delivered a single as a pinch hitter. Went 1 out of 2. Right-handed batting outfielder just brought back by the Brewers. They had him in the big leagues and at AAA parts of a few years, 2016, 17, and 18. Speedy and powerful hitting outfielder Keon Broxton. 31 years old. Just signed as a free agent by the Brewers on September the 1st. Open stance from the right side. The 0-2 to Broxton is taken high. He'd been let go by Minnesota, having been in this league with AAA St. Paul. And Broxton made his Sounds debut last night after he was added to the roster before the game. He played in 73 games at St. Paul. 1-2 by Seth Elledge on the way to Keon Broxton. Taken high, ball one. David Fry on deck. Ball two, I should say. Fry on deck. And Dustin Peterson would follow. Hobie Milner is loosening in the Sounds bullpen, preparing for the ninth inning. Seth Elledge coming home, and Keon Broxton strikes out swinging. Got him with a fastball at 94. And there's out number one.
Now batting for the Sounds, number 9, David Fry.
Now David Fry, the batter. 2 out of 3 with an RBI double. Good night for Fry. His first run batted in as a Sound. Tonight his 8th game up from Double-A. Here's the pitch, and Elledge curls one in for a strike. Elledge is 2-1 with a 6.14 ERA in 24 games. He's got a couple of saves on the year. 25-year-old right-hander on the 40-man roster. Here's a pitch down and away. 1 ball and 1 strike. Next pitch, taken for a strike on the outside corner. Seth Elledge ready, coming home, and David Fry strokes it foul out of play right side. Not much baseball still to be figured out on this Sunday. The Sunday night game in New York has the Mets on top of the Yankees 4-2 in the 4th inning on the Coleman Tractor out-of-town scoreboard. Everything else around the AAA East League has all been concluded. Here it is, the Redbirds up by 3 in the bottom of the 8th inning. Pitch to Fry, taken upstairs. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Sounds with 3 runs on 5 hits. Redbirds 6 runs on 10 hits. Elledge ready and dealing. And this one to Fry is laced out to center. Capel is there coming in to make the catch. And there is out number 2. Here comes Dustin Peterson. Who's Hot is brought to you by the Maynard Man, providing Middle Tennessee with expert heating, cooling, and plumbing services for over 80 years. The official provider of the Sounds, Maynard's Healthy Home Plan will keep your home operating at peak performance all year. Do what the Sounds do. Call the Maynard Man. Sounds have several hitters who've had a good series this week against the Redbirds. David Dahl has the night off. Matt Lipka as well, but they've been a big part of the offense this week. Peterson taking high. Dustin has a home run in the series. Renato Nunez does as well. Jamie Westbrook, 9 RBIs in this series. So it's been a good week for the offense overall. Sounds have won the set regardless of how this one finishes up. 1-0 pitch and line toward the middle, of base hit by Peterson. He's now 1 for 4. Peterson with 5 homers and 21 RBIs in his last 20 games going into tonight.
Number 26, Renato.
Here's Renato Nunez. And the average for Peterson in that time period over 300. Speaking of David Dahl, he's in the on-deck circle if that spot in the order comes up. The pitcher's spot has been that number 5 spot, so Dahl on deck. Tying run in that on-deck circle, represented by David Dahl. Righty to righty the pitch, and Nunez takes one upstairs. Ball 1. Milner ready for the 9th inning. Redbirds getting the bulk of their bullpen the night off with the way Matthew Liberatore went 7. 1-0 pitch now, and Nunez reaches for it, and a breaking ball is dribbled foul up along the third base line. 1 ball, 1 strike. Nunez is the Sound's cleanup hitter, presented by TDOT. Tennessee Department of Transportation is committed to reducing litter in our communities, but they need your help. The first step is to rally behind these 3 words: nobody trashes Tennessee. Visit nobodytrashestennessee.com. Next pitch coming to Renato Nunez from Seth Elledge, and the 1-1, a check swing, it tied him up. Fastball at 93, and it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. A lead at first by Peterson. 2 outs, bottom of the 8th. Sounds trailing 6-3. Elledge ready. And he deals. And that one is taken high and outside. It is now 2 balls and 2 strikes on Nunez. Renato homered a 3-run shot on Friday night. His first home run returning to the Sounds. He's got 21 on the year between Toledo and now signing with the Brewers and becoming a Sound. 2-2 by Elledge. Nunez takes high. And Renato continues to climb up the all-time Sounds home run list. He's got the 4th most with a total of 56. We talked earlier about his 2016 and 2017 seasons here with the A's as he made his big league debut on this day in 2016. 2 outs, a man on, full count. Peterson will run on the pitch. There he goes. The offering by Elledge is cut on and missed, strike 3. Nunez comes up empty, and Elledge puts up a 0 in the 8th inning. So 1 hit and 1 left. Hobie Milner will come in. We're going to the 9th inning. Sounds baseball presented by Amerigroup Medicare. Visit Amerigroup.com, and after 8, Redbirds 6 and the Sounds 3. Top of the 9th inning on this Sunday night, and Hobie Milner, the new pitcher for the Sounds. He'll face Kramer Robertson, Nolan Gorman, and Connor Capel for the Redbirds, who lead by a score of 6-3.
Leading off for the Redbirds, number 3, Kramer Robertson.
For Milner, he is on 1 day of rest. He threw 16 pitches on Friday night. Chad Sabatka, a scoreless 8th inning. The Redbirds have not scored since that 4-run 4th inning against Patrick Weigel. Connor Sadzek, R.J. Alvarez, Chad Sabatka, and now Hobie Milner putting up zeros. First one on the way by Milner, a strike called on Robertson. Milner 1-1 with a 1.67 ERA in 25 outings this year with the Sounds. Side-arming lefty, and he just misses a little bit high. It's 1-1 on Robertson. Kramer Robertson's been on base 4 times tonight. 3 walks and a single. Here's a strike call, and it's 1-2. Redbirds have activity in their bullpen as they prepare for the bottom of the 9th. This one from Milner outside, a fastball at 90. 2-2 the count. Next pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Robertson got tied up. He was late on that pitch. It was coming right at him up and in, and he could not hold up. And it'll bring up Nolan Gorman.
12, Nolan Gorman.
Batters this year against Homie Milner have batted 160. Luke Barker has allowed an opponent's average of 175. Those two guys, Milner and Barker, have been filthy this year. Here's a check swing, breaking ball. Did he go? No, and Gorman takes outside ball one. Gorman, an RBI single back in the third. He's 1 for 4. Milner comes home, and that one is in for a strike. And it's even at 1-1. Hobie sets, his back turned slightly to the hitter. Now he slings it in there, and a fair ball chopped to first. Glove by Nunez, knocks it down, steps on the bag in time. 3 unassisted play on Gorman. And there are 2 gone, and it's Connor Capel's turn.
Now batting for the Redbirds, number 19, Connor
Again,
Capel.
Tuesday night, we'll be with you at 6:05 Central Time from Gwinnett County, Georgia. Josh Lindblom and Vandy alum Kyle Wright, the pitching matchup. 6 games in Gwinnett starting on Tuesday night. Another Monday off day tomorrow. Here's the pitch, and it's taken outside for a ball. Colin Ray Wednesday, Ethan Small Thursday, Dylan Files scheduled for Friday, but he left tonight early in that 3rd inning, so we'll see what happens there. And then Alec Bettinger scheduled for Saturday. Sounds to be determined for that Sunday game next weekend in the current rotation. Milner sets, and the 1-1 to Connor Capel is wrapped on the ground out to second. Keston Hira's got it. Throws to first in time, and it's a 1-2-3 for Hobie Milner. Nice work tonight by the Sounds relievers, especially from that 5th inning on. Another 0 put up, this time by Milner with a 1-2-3. And we go to the bottom of the 9th. It is still the Redbirds 6 and the Sounds 3.
Tickets for the Nitro Circus You Got This tour are on sale now. On October 15th, fans can be here to watch a roster of elite athletes, including champion BMX and scooter rider Ryan Williams, as well as skilled professionals in freestyle motocross, brave the world's largest jumps. With no roof, there are no limits. Get your tickets now at firsthorizonpark.com.
Wilson has homered in his home state. Tim Lopes with a 2-run homer to left, and that one's gone. It's a home run party, and the entire lineup is invited. Wilson delivers. It's over his head. Westbrook has delivered.
This is how legends are made. This is how legends are made. This is how legends are made. Like iron from the fire, getting stronger. This is how legends are made.
Bottom of the 9th inning here at First Horizon Park. Sounds down to their final 3 outs. Jason Koka is in the on-deck circle, getting ready to pinch hit as the pitcher's spot is due here to start the 9th inning. Then it'll be Keston Hira and Bryce Terang.
This is how legends are made.
A new pitcher for the Redbirds finishing up his warm-up tosses. Seth Elledge gave up 1 hit and struck out a couple of guys in that bottom of the 8th inning. And now they have summoned Connor Jones for this bottom of the ninth. It is a save spot. And here is Coca getting announced.
The pinch hitter, number 11, Jason Coca.
Coca, switch hitter. He'll bat left. Trying to get something started here against Connor Jones, who is going for his 5th save of the year. And the first one on the way. It is swung on and missed, 0-1. Here's the pitch to Coca. Chopped on the ground out to second. Glove by Gorman. He throws to first in time. And one gone quickly here in the bottom of the ninth. Keston Hira will now stand in.
Keston Hira.
Connor Sadzek, R.J. Alvarez, Chad Sabatka, and Hobie Milner combined for 4 2/3 scoreless relief innings.
Final line on Sounds reliever Milner, 1 inning, 1 strikeout. 1 inning with 1 strikeout. He threw 11 pitches, 7 for strikes.
Now Connor Jones ready against Hira. And this one is taken for a strike on the outside corner. Hira 1 for 3 with a double tonight. Jones deals, and Keston chops one to third. That's a fair ball. Glove by Kramer Robertson. The toss across in time. And the Sounds are down to their final out.
Now batting for the Sounds, number 2, Bryce Turang.
Connor Jones, former college teammate of the Sounds' Alec Bettinger, played together at Virginia, along with Brandon Waddell in this Redbirds bullpen, who we saw earlier in the series. Here's Turang, 0 for 2 with a walk. Bryce takes it outside, ball 1. (6-3) Memphis, bottom of the ninth. Here's the next one. Turang fouls it away. 1 ball and 1 strike. Turang has drawn another walk tonight. He now has 18 of those in 33 games. He's top 20 in the league in the period of time he's been in this circuit. Takes outside, 2 balls and a strike. Rick Sweet talked about him on the pregame show when we were discussing the tandem that Turang and Matt Lipka have been at the top of the order most nights. Turang batting in the number 7 spot tonight. Here's the 2-1, and Bryce fouls it away. Sounds down to their last strike. 2-2 on Bryce Turang. And the 2-2 pitch down and away for a ball, and it's a full count. Full count on Turang with Christian Kelly waiting next. And the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. And the Redbirds have taken the series finale as they beat the Sounds by a final score of 6-3. Back with the totals after this on ESPN 94.9 and the Sounds Baseball Network.